Hey guys, so I get a lot of questions on my TikTok page asking, how much do you make? I want to learn because I want to be a trader, so tell me how much you make so I know how much I'll make. Not that easy. First of all, it depends on experience. It depends on the goals and the plans that you have, plans of action in terms of a stock. When are you going to enter? When are you going to exit? It also mostly depends on how much money you have. If I have more than you, even if we're buying the same stocks, I'm going to make more than you. I'm also going to lose more than you do. So it's not a fair question, right? When people come online and they go in the comments and they say, but how much do you make? A lot of the time they're saying, how much do you make? Prove it. You trade stocks? Prove it. Well, that's not the point of this channel. I'm not trying to brag or show off, and I frankly don't want to put on blast on the internet how much money I have or how much money I make. For example, May, last month, was very, very good for me. I made a lot of money in May. But June, not doing so hot so far. So it's important to understand if you're thinking of a career in trading stocks that you're going to have very good months, very bad months, and then you're going to have flat months, maybe like June, where not a lot happens and there aren't a lot of trades to be made. So it's important to understand that if you're looking for guaranteed income, you ain't going to get it trading stocks. If you want to quit your job that has guaranteed income, guaranteed insurance, maybe there's a social aspect to it that you like, you're not going to get that trading stocks. It's important that you know that. It's also important that you know that experience plays a factor in this, and how much you have, most importantly, plays a factor in this. But I understand that people are curious. And I also understand that, like, for some of these guys on YouTube, they say, give me $500 and I'll email you every trade that I make so you can copy me. In that case, wouldn't you want to know that that person can back up their claims? I make $1 million. Okay, before I give you $500, prove it. Prove it. Show me your trades. But I'm not doing that. The point of this channel is to teach you how to be self-sufficient. So you don't need to give someone $500. You don't need to copy some stranger. You don't need to go on Facebook message boards and type in, what looks good today? And then buy some stock based on a recommendation from a total stranger that's going to wipe out your money because you didn't have a plan. You didn't have a plan of attack. You didn't have an entry. You didn't have an exit. You didn't know how to read the charts. So the whole point of my channel, whoa, lights just went out and then came on. Live TV. The whole point of my channel is to teach you how to be self-sufficient. However, I understand that people are curious and they want to learn and they want to know. How much do you make so I can have an idea of how much I can make? But if you don't have the same amount of money that I have, you're going to be making different amounts, right? So it's not a fair question. It's not fair to say, I have X, so I make Y. If you don't have X, then you won't be making the same amount. And we have to be in the same trades. You have to be making similar trades to me. Sometimes trades turn out to be runaway trains and you get very lucky, right? A couple days ago, I had a stock that I bought at around 10. It went to 13. I had a lot of shares. I made a lot of money. I was not expecting that to happen. That was luck. So, you can have things like that where you make, like I've said in some of my other videos, my goal is to make $200 per trade. So if I make 2 trades a day or 5 trades a week, it gives you an idea of how much I'm trying to make. If my goal is to make 200, but I see on the Bollinger Bands that stock is breaking out to the upside, and I look at the relative strength index, and I can see that it's very steadily climbing towards overbought territory, I'm not going to sell yet. I'm going to hold. I'm going to wait. And I'm going to consider anything over $200 to be a bonus, right? So if I get lucky and that stock skyrockets and I make $400, wow, that's a bonus. That wasn't part of my plan. My plan was 200 and I got 4. I'm lucky. That was luck. So it depends on so many factors. However, I got a really good question on TikTok the other day from a guy saying, is it possible to make $1,000 extra per month? And how much money do I need to do that? So, for educational purposes only, I'm going to show you some, not all, because I'm not trying to brag, I'm going to show you some of my trades from May. And I'm going to show you all of my losses. And the reason that I'm going to show you some is to illustrate some patterns you're going to recognize, and to show you how much you need, and to show you that a lot of these trades overlap each other, right? On May 3rd, I bought this and I bought that. You can add those numbers together and get an idea of how much you will need to trade. So with that being said, I'm not recommending that you buy these stocks, so please don't buy them. So that's the only reason I'm going to be sharing these, is because someone asked a really thoughtful question. He didn't say, I get a lot of dumb questions from people going, I need to make $4,000 by Monday. Can you show me, give me some stocks? It doesn't work that way. But this guy asked a very thoughtful question. He asked a reasonable amount of money. He didn't say I need to make $1 million. He said I need to make 1,000. He didn't even say he needed to. He said, is it possible? Is it possible to make $1,000 a month? And how much do I need? So let's take a look. Hey guys, so as promised, here we are. It is on a spreadsheet. It's not on my gain loss tracker because I don't want you seeing all of the other trades I made, because like I've said, I'm not trying to show off or brag. I don't want you buying just because you saw me buy. I don't want you buying. So the other reason I'm showing you on a spreadsheet is so you can see how much money is invested in each stock, and you can also see that some of them overlap each other. Some of these trades overlap. So it's not like I have $3,000 and that's it, and I'm only able to buy one stock at a time. I'm able to buy several and hold them over longer periods of time. It's important if you have a limited amount of money though. If you don't have a stock that's working for you, get out. Get out, take your money. So you can see here, I bought Simon Property Group. It was a shopping mall. The reason I bought it was because I felt like around that time they were saying they were reopening the shopping malls. And I thought, imagine that news coverage of some reporter standing outside of a mall going, look at the crowds that we have. And I thought the stock would pop. Sorry, someone's messaging me. If I had planned on investing in Simon Property Group, I probably would have just put my money in it and said, who cares? It'll go where it goes. Because long term, I believe once COVID is over, the malls will open up and everything will be fine. But I wasn't. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to trade. As I saw it dropping, I said, you know what? I'd rather have the majority of my money back. I took my loss, and it subsequently went way lower, but now it is $90 a share. So that was a goof on my part, but on the other hand, it wasn't, because I didn't know how much lower it would go. I didn't know it was, right? Like if I had known it was going to go to 90, don't you think I would have quadrupled my position when it hit the 50s? That's the thing. You got to get your money back because you don't know what it's going to do. And if you have limited funds, tying up your money in a loser prevents you from making other trades. So I sold Simon Property Group. I lost 9% of my money. I also bought an option in Uber. I bought puts. I am the wrong guy to talk about options. I'm not going to even bother explaining them because it's not my strong suit. I'm only putting it here to illustrate to you that I had a 100% loss. I bought it close to expiration hoping for a rally. I got the opposite. Uber shot up. My logic was nobody's going anywhere. Nobody's traveling. Nobody's working from an office. Nobody wants to get in a car where other strangers have been. Why would anyone buy Uber? I was wrong. Uber shot up. So I had 100% loss because it was options. The closer it gets to expiration date, the less valuable it becomes, and pretty much you're just stuck with a $100 loss. But the next thing I want to show you is this, Amiris. Now, please, I know I said it before, please don't go and buy it. These aren't my recommendations. It might have been hot in May, but maybe it's no longer hot in June. You know what I mean? I'm only pointing these out so you can see the pattern and see how the days will overlap each other. Some stocks I'll have multiple positions all at once. You can then calculate how much I have in each position to add up and get an idea of how much money you need. If you have a goal of $1,000 a month, this is a rough idea of how you can get there. You need, look at this, $2,600, $2,900, $2,300, all within the same kind of time frame. Well, maybe not Oxy, but it gives you an idea. You can see how much money I had in these stocks. You can also see that you can buy smaller amounts of shares that are more expensive, right? 100 shares, if the stock goes up $1 on a $10 stock, you've made $100. So, but it's not very likely that a penny stock will go up $1, but it is very likely that a penny stock will go up 20 cents. So 20 cents on 1,000 shares pulls you in $200. 20 cents on a $10 stock on 100 shares, $20.
So you can see why it's probably a little better to buy a mixture of both. Penny stocks, you can get way more. You can buy way more shares. You can buy 1,000 shares, and not have to tie up your money for that long, right? You can see one day here. I bought it on the 13th. I sold it on the 14th. 2 days here. I bought it on the 27th. Sold it on the 29th. Not a big gain on this one either. Only $150. But it was a larger position, right? It was $3,300, whereas just a couple of weeks earlier it was $2.66. Now it's $3.34. So it had gone up and it had held at these higher levels. So if I'm tying up $3,400 or $3,300, I don't want to hold it for 2 or 3 weeks. That's a lot of money that I can use to put in other things that are cheaper, like, say, Kodak. Anyway, you can see my losses were $430. My gains were $1,400. When you subtract the gains from the losses, you end up with around $1,000. So that should show you kind of how you maybe could make $100 or $1,000 per month trading stocks. You need to understand, though, that it's not going to be $1,000 every time. Some months you'll make $800, some months you'll make $1,400. You need to take that bonus money that I talked about. You need to take your bonus money and set it aside in a rainy day fund to carry you through the quiet months. Hell, you might have a month where you only make $600 the whole month, and then on the last day of the month you make a trade that wipes it all out. Now you're down to $300. So, it's important to understand that you need to have money set aside to carry you through the quieter months. You also need to have a plan in mind. You can't just say, when do I sell? I don't know what to do. You have to have a plan. For me, my plan is $200. As you can see, I'm pretty much sticking to the plan. Sometimes I get a little lucky. Sometimes I get less lucky. But it all kind of evens out. So I hope this helped. If you thought this video was helpful, if you liked it, if you learned from it, if I answered your question, I hope I did. Please like my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me everywhere. And don't buy what I list on this site or on this video. They're not recommendations. They might not even work for you by the time you see this video. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.